If you haven't already watched part 1, click the card up here or check the description below to go straight there. Bailey's dead. This is part 2 of the top 10 most unique pin sets in Brawl Stars. So without further ado, let's get straight into the rest of this list. Coming in at number 5 is Gale. Gale's pin set comes with 4 commons, 1 rare, 2 epics, and 7 chromatic rarity pins. And it obviously makes our list for the sheer volume of pins that you get from the set. Many of these are absolutely exclusive that you will not be able to get, as far as we know, later on in the shop. And of course, Gale's pin set has what you would expect from many of the pins: the happy, the sad, the crying, the shocked. But the cool thing about his pin set in particular is that you can see that the hat expresses in the same way that the face does. If Gale's face is happy, the hat is expressing the same way. If Gale is sad or shocked or otherwise, the hat expresses the same as well. And it's pretty cool also to think that Gale is just kind of like this little grumpy old man. He's somewhat positive, but you get to see that positivity expressed in his pins, unlike Mr. P, who's absolutely bitter the entire time. And so for all those reasons, that's why Gale's pin set takes the number 5 spot on our list. Coming in at number 4 is Surge. Surge's pin set comes with 16 unique pins, 4 common, 1 rare, 3 epics, and 8 chromatics. With a whopping 16 pins, you can express almost anything with a great variety with Surge's pin set. And not only is there a nice variety of pins to choose from, but also they've got really fun detail. You can see that the little stress sweat drop as well as the heart is made out of the blue substance that Surge shoots out as his attack. And also you get to choose between using these expressions in either his default skin or his Mecha Paladin Surge skin. I think it's a really special flex in particular to use on your opponent when you've got the shades on. You're showing off that Surge just doesn't care. He's too cool to care. As well as the cool little detail in one of the chromatic pins where he's holding up his shield. There's a lot of fun variety to go through in this pin set, and so for all those reasons, that's why Surge takes the number 4 spot on our list. Coming in at the number 3 spot is M's. M's pin set includes 4 commons, 1 rare, and 3 epic pins. And you might be wondering, wait, what? How did M's make it all the way to the number 3 spot? And here are the reasons why. There are a lot of really unique visual elements that are incorporated into this pin set. First of all, in her anger pin set, you can see that she's not just fuming regular smoke from out of her ears like you typically see in a cartoon, but she's fuming the actual deadly gas that comes out of her little spray cans. And it has the crossed out eyes and it looks awesome. Also, much like her friend Frank and Mortis's pin sets, her heart emote also includes what looks like a vampiric bat type creature instead of a regular smiling heart, and that is super unique to the set. Not only that, but if you also look at her final epic pin, you can see that she's actually holding her spray can and it is well pleased to attack you with its noxious poison, judging by the smile that's on its face. For all those reasons, that's why M's pin set takes the number 3 spot on our list. Coming in at number 2 is Crow. Crow's pin set comes with 4 commons, 1 rare, and 2 epics. This is definitely one of the smaller pin sets in the game, but let me tell you, it is a good one. The Phoenix Crow skin, which is pretty self-explanatory, is totally on fire, and that matches here in the angry emote. You can see that Crow is totally upset, and instead of having gas or smoke or anything coming out of his ears, there's actual fire coming out. Also, instead of the regular thumbs up that the pin sets would give, Crow here is holding on to his trademark shurikens, ready to throw if he needs to. His love emote is actually one of the most unique ones as well, because he's not really expressing that much love. He's sort of turned around, looking behind his back, and the green heart that he's got, the poisonous heart, has a shuriken inside of it, almost as a threat, saying, oh yeah, I'm really gonna love you, check this out, as he's throwing and attacking. This pin set is very menacing, really cool looking, a lot of great unique elements, and so for all those reasons, that's why Crow's pin set takes the number 2 spot on our list. Before we reveal the number 1 spot, here are some honorable mentions. And coming in at the number 1 spot is 8-Bit. 8-Bit's pin set includes 4 commons, 1 rare, and 2 epics. Of course, 8-Bit had to make it on the list. I mean, just look at these things. They're in the style of old school computer emoticons. Much like Crow's pin set, there's not many options to choose here in 8-Bits, but the options that you do get are absolutely some of the most unique you can find in all the pin sets. Before we had the fancy emojis that you see all over the world today in our keyboards, online, in-game, we had these classic emoticons to express ourselves online. And I remember personally being a child of the 90s that I used to use these emoticons with all sorts of fun flair. And so to see it in Brawl Stars here on 8-Bit's face really fits not only his style, but also it's a really fun callback to the way things used to be back in the day. I just love that all of the facial expressions that 8-Bit has its own unique emoticon, and it just looks retro and fun. It's great. 8-Bit himself is already this old school arcade cabinet, and so it's very fitting that it would go with his sort of gaming and online culture to have these pins as well. I'm slightly partial to the sort of 8-Bit look of things in general, and so when I first saw these emotes, I just fell in love right away. They're so cool looking. And so for all those reasons, that's why 8-Bit takes the #1 spot on our list. Well, there you have it. What did you think of our list? Please let us know in the comments below what your favorite pin sets are. And as always, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please be sure to leave us a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more weekly Supercell content. And we'll see you next week on Bailey's Dad. Bye-bye.